How much juice did Bette Davis have in Hollywood? Enough to get away with murder. Having shot Claude Rains in cold blood, not to say he didn't deserve it, she walks off arm in arm with Paul Henreid after confessing to the crime. No cops swoop in, no handcuffs, no sermonizing that no one is above the law. No one except Bette Davis, apparently. The audience is left to imagine that she'll do the right thing and surrender, but unlike hundreds of crime pictures with similar endings, we get no visual evidence that that's actually going to happen. Given how the production code policed crime pictures, meting out justice at the fade-out, this was quite a magic trick. Another magic trick was having Paul Henreid convincingly play those cello solos. I've heard stories, from his daughter Monica no less, about how her father was so good he could play the cello with both hands tied behind his back. That's supposedly how they did those scenes. Henreid's arms were tied behind him, and two cellists, one working the bow and the other the fingerboard, had their arms inside his tuxedo sleeves, doing the actual playing. I've seen this movie 4 times now, and I honestly cannot see how that was done. And remember, kids, no CGI in 1946. As for Bette Davis, she did play the piano and practiced diligently to nail her recital, but the studio still had it overdubbed by a real pianist. Sorry, Betty, you can get away with murder, but not a false note. By 1946, director Irving Rapper was the official Davis Wrangler at Warner's, this being the 4th of 5 films he'd make with the temperamental star. Rapper was a gay Brit, fluent in many languages, who was invaluable at the studio during the 30s for his ability to mediate language differences between foreign-born directors and their casts and crews. This was especially valuable with the Hungarian maestro of the malaprop, Michael Curtiz, whom Rapper worked with on 9 films. While he helped Curtiz speak better English, Curtiz taught Rapper how to make better movies, which is spectacularly evident in the way Rapper directed this film. His dynamic camera angles, bold compositions, and supple camera moves are all brilliant. He's aided immeasurably by the superb lighting of cinematographer Ernest Haller, who had just shot Mildred Pierce for Curtiz. The film's elegance is also enhanced by the flawless match cutting of editor Alan Crosland Jr., which makes seamless transitions between all the artfully composed shots. Crosland's father had directed Warner's first talking picture, The Jazz Singer, in 1927. But Sr. died after complications from a car accident in 1936, at only 41 years of age. His son later graduated from being an editor to a directing career that lasted into the 1980s. I would be remiss not to mention the work of art director Anton Groth. As much as anyone, he was responsible for bringing the distinctive Warner Brothers look to the studio's backlot and sound stages. And his work here is spectacular, particularly the design of Christine Radcliffe's modest little Manhattan Airy. When she moved out, I think the place was leased to Farley Granger and John Dahl in Rope, only they didn't decorate it nearly as well. Lastly, can we talk about Claude Rains? As arrogant and obnoxious as this character is, I would pay to watch a 90-minute version of My Dinner with Hellenius. Kudos to writers John Collier and Joseph Tan for giving Rains this fabulous set piece, which the actor devours in its entirety. Now I invite you over to our Facebook page or Twitter feed to discuss what's up with Claude Rains' hair. Then join me back here next week for a low-rent noir from the team known as the Dollar Bills. It's the Big Caper. And I don't mean caper like the kind you might serve with squab truffles and a soupçon of Madeira. Till then, see you in the shadows.